found it a bit weird that the first angle people have to peek if they push a bit CTs a bit late and miss the quick rotate thing was this angle here, so they had to go out here and fight this 90-degree angle, which I don't know, I didn't really like that. I would have preferred to go somewhere else. You can't hear me. Are you... Your others, you can't hear me, right? Oh, okay. Kettle, can you hear me now? Okay, good. So I can go on. Apart from that, I also, yeah, that's just me not looking out properly. I didn't like the way this played here. It's a bit corridory, and this door felt a bit too narrow. And especially with this color here, I know it's a gray box, but maybe I prefer the one which had like lines on it, because when once I was holding this here, and from here, I didn't actually know whether this behind the door was a smoke or just the thing, like the wall, which is not really anything all too important. Then the way you'd push mid was a bit weird, because you couldn't, like, you'd have to go here, and then there was nothing really you could do. You can either peek this very wide angle and try to just outplay this person, but if it's me against Xavier, I'd always lose. And going close also wouldn't work, because there wasn't any like way you could walk up there without them noticing you. So I didn't really enjoy playing mid as a CT. I never used that down here. Didn't find that all to be all too useful. The cover on A side, I felt like wasn't really, like, this one was okay. Playing back here was a bit annoying, because it can all be wall banged. So if someone just sprays when they know around about where you are, you'll get at least tagged up. And with them pushing through mid and here at the same time, you'd have no useful cover at all, because one would be like, the good cover would be back here, but then they'd push through mid and then you'd be fucked. And if you were holding on side, then if they come in from mid at the same time as there, you'd still have no safe angle to hold. Then this here is a 64 crate, so it's a headshot angle. So if I stand here with an orb or whatever, that would probably be annoying as for the tees. This box here looks like good cover, but it turns out not to be any like good cover at all, because you're just stuck here. You have nowhere to go and no good angle to hold, because the only place they can go is from like here, but then that's horrible cover, and you can't really peek out here very well. So either make this something useful or just move it somehow, I think. Is there anything else I found? Anyone want to say something?
Yeah, it's kind of weird that Kettle left. It's his playtest. What the fuck?
But he's not the map maker.
Yeah, I know, but still he hosts.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't care. You got something to say?
One more thing. And what I find weird is that this looks like something you can fall into, but you actually can't. You can just walk on it. So I was like afraid I like jump over here, and then I could just walk over, which makes the entire like walking around this site very different, because you can just walk through here very easily. So maybe make it look like you can walk over it if you want people to be able to walk over it, or if you don't want them to be able to walk over it, remove the clipping that lets them. Because the way it is right now, I found it really confusing, and if someone actually knew that, I would expect them to have to push around it, because no one would want to jump in there while pushing. But if they then can, and I'm just expecting them to like go over here and then they push through it, then that's annoying. I think that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Imaginize.
I'll go next.
Porg.
The Elite Eagle Gamer in game. I don't think we can really talk about the like core structure of the map, so I'm just going to talk about some of the cover. On B site, I'm not sure there's really that much variety in how you can play it. There's kind of, or in this site at least, there's a few kind of covers, same as the one on A site, where you peek out, get a kill, and then you're stuck and you either get mollied or just spammed. But I kind of have some problems with the cover in the middle of the site. I think these double boxes are really good. You can kind of play around them, you have space to move if you get mollied, but these two crates kind of serve the same purpose really. And along with these two poles, if you're peeking from here, it's just really confusing because it could be someone there, and there's some tight angles, and it just kind of overcomplicates it. And while you're swinging, you could be exposed from quite a few places. So the only real way to play site is either from there, or if you want to avoid getting traded, is either back here. Someone just smoked it. Back here or all the way back here. But then the problem with doing that is you can kind of get smoked off pretty easily, and then the T's just rush site, and your players inside just get traded. And I think the only thing I really have to say about A is this connector is it's quite a pain to deal with if you're holding the site from back here, because there's not same problem as on the other side. There's not that much cover in the site itself to play around, so you kind of play from back here. But while you're doing that, at any moment, if your mid player dies, you can pretty quickly get shot from there without any warning. And the T's peeking here don't really have to worry about getting swung from anywhere else because it's safe for them. So maybe kind of move the entrance a bit, or add some cover so that the players playing in the back of site don't have to worry about getting flanked all the time. So they can kind of focus on the entrance, because a lot of the time I'm trying to stop them from coming in and killing my player backside. I just get swung from there because our mid player died, and there's not much you can really do. So, yeah, I think I'm done.
Okay, very cool, Vice. I guess I'll have something to say. I won't talk about the site and the angles because Vice and Major Nace covered it pretty good, pretty well. I'll talk a bit about the entrances. These are just empty hallways, and that's just not nice. Like BS, an empty hallway, and AS, an empty hallway leading up to it. These areas should serve as a setup area where you can line up nades and stay a bit safe from CT pushes. If a CT now gets a pop flash like this, you're dead if you're standing here. There's no safe way to hide. Like, look at every single map that's in the competitive rotation pool, and they all have a setup area, and this needs to improve to that. So you need places to hide, you need places to hold. Not too much, because you have to give CTs a chance to push, but it shouldn't be too easy. Like even this mid area, it's better because you have this area where you can hide in this corner and maybe hold like this. But this is really poor. You have this small thing for nades like those two, but yeah, you should really add more of this. This is also part of the map. This isn't just hallways leading up to the sides. Same for here. This is just empty hallways with nothing in it, no cover, no interesting gameplay. Like if you have, if you're going from B to A or A to B, you have this enormous sideline you have to contest when rotating. We didn't have to fight this because we only played one side, but it would be awful to fight this angle, especially when you're an AK player. Oh, and I don't like that you have to peek both angles here, so maybe move one over so you can easily get to the other, but this sucks because now you have to peek this long angle and you have to peek this angle at the same time, which are both pretty probable to have gamers standing there. Yeah, I guess that's it. I don't have a lot else to say. So that was the playtest. I think you should schedule a real playtest if you want more people to come.
Alright, I'm gonna go. See you.
Alright, thank you guys.
Alright, fun.
See ya.
Later.